Just wanted to spend some time talking about the morning routine and how I like to put everything together in the morning. So uh, after I turn on my computer, go ahead and get everything booted up, and we start by looking at the 60-minute time frame. And what I want to do on here is just give myself an idea of where do I see price going in the big time scale, and what do I see as the big trend that's happening. So now obviously if we're only looking at a 60-minute chart, it's not going to be like a huge move or anything that I'm really looking for. I'm just looking to see where my major levels are that I'm going to be day trading from. So I will go ahead and identify all my 60-minute zones with just outlining them in white. And the reason being is I want to make sure that these zones are correct and how I see price action moving in the areas of consolidation that I see happening, and just really make sure that they are created correctly. Then I will go ahead and by doing this I will be drawing them on all my lower time frames, because all these rectangles are globally drawn objects. So then I can go ahead and view them on my different time scale. So from here I can go ahead and see, like, here's that big 60-minute zone, and we can kind of see the reason why it bounced there. We can see all these active ones over here on the right side of my chart. So by doing this, I can really find zones of confluences on multiple time frames. You can see this is my 15-minute chart, so that 60-minute zone and the 15-minute zone just right above us, it looks like it's exactly the same size. And that's just the way the zones were drawn on both of those time frames. Then I can come in there and I can say, do I have a zone right there on my 5-minute chart, and what does that look like? On this particular one, I don't see a 5-minute zone there, which means one of two things. Either there is no zone there on the 5-minute chart, or I don't have enough days loaded. So sometimes if I want to see what that looks like, I can extend the days back. On the 5-minute chart, I don't really recommend going more than 30 days, just because it will take too long to process if you load in too many days. So there's my 5-minute zone at that particular area, and let's go ahead and keep that in view, and then go back here and make sure I like it. And obviously we can see that it had a real quick double touch before it dropped from that area. So um, just need to make sure that I realize that this is really like the second bounce into this zone. So don't get in front of the bus and try to say, whoa, stop right there, if you don't have to, because the market will run you over. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. And then I can go ahead and be ready to really start my day. The other thing that I like to do is to draw a trend line, just connecting all the lows or all the highs if we're on a downtrend together. The reason being obviously is this trend line tends to be respected a lot. Just kind of in the grand scheme of things, we're looking for possibly the second or the third bounce off of this trend line to possibly grab price as it's going up. And when I look at a trend line, I also want to make sure that there's a zone and the trend line right there together as price comes back and to retest that level. Because if there's not a zone there, I'm not interested in taking a pure trend line trade, because it's very easily broken from just some of my previous experience. So that's something that I want to look for, as well as possibly key fib levels, drawing them from the hour charts. So depending on how low that goes, looking at fib levels inside the zone, and also major pivot levels, which we will find here on our 5-minute chart, or on this other 5-minute chart I have over here, so I can see where my R1, R2, and all those are. So I have a good idea what all the pivot traders will be thinking, just using a lot of different things in Confluence to give me the best trading decisions.